Welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. It's been a long time since I've come here in the morning for a reading, but I think I have a little bit of time today. I am making bacon, so I'm gonna have to go get that in a few minutes. But Jesus, what's this one? We have the Four of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. I'm gonna put them back in because I haven't. My camera is glitching, so I don't know if it's gonna show up on your end or not. Anyway, we're gonna use the Light Seers Tarot. Alright. Ace of Swords coming out and standing up on her own. That is enlightenment. That is mental stability. We have the Four of Wands and the Magician. Maybe you're becoming more clear because of the things that you're initiating for your own foundation. Four of Wands is very much foundation, like home, stability, energy, community. That's Marley. Just ignore him. I took his spot. Anyway, and then we have the Magician. We have the Eight of Cups, walking away from what no longer serves you to ensure that you can align with the things that do. I feel like there should be more words in that sentence. I'm having a hard time ending it at do. The Fool and the Nine of Pentacles. You took a leap of faith on yourself, and it's paying off. And that's what this Magician energy is also speaking to. Your ability to transform. Not let anything, like, once you reached this point of mental clarity, you never backed down. You continued forward on that. Like, that staircase that's there. You stayed true to your own journey. The Fool, you've taken plenty of leaps of faith. The Ten of Cups, your happiness is coming. Ten of Cups is the happiest deck in the card next to the Sun in the Major Arcana. And it means that you are fulfilled. It means that you are happy. The Tower. So it's taken a lot of walking away, that Eight of Cups energy, walking away from anything that no longer serves you or is aligned with you. I don't know, I usually don't speak in this firm of a, like this has already been achieved, but it's very clear that perhaps you had situations that people tried to deem you as they othered you because of your mental capacity or abilities. Maybe they were different. Either way, there's some sort of, you had to stand firm in your own knowing. Ace of Swords. Nine of Cups. So the Ten of Cups and the Nine of Cups. So the Ten of Cups, the Tower, and then the Nine of Cups. Perhaps there was a relationship that ended that you thought would bring you happiness. And now you're in your own. Ten of Cups is happiness with another. Nine of Cups is happiness alone. So these two coming out sandwiching the Tower is kind of interesting. It could be a breakup. So maybe you had to take a leap of faith on yourself and leave a situation. It doesn't necessarily need to be a romantic breakup, but it could have been, a business partnership, leaving your family, any sort of severing of ties. Again, you chose yourself and you walked away from whatever it was. So it goes Eight of Cups, Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups. So maybe that Ten of Cups wasn't really what you wanted, or maybe you're allowing yourself to be real about what you actually do want, I started watching this show on Netflix last night. I shouldn't have because it was too late and I'm so sensitive. With The Beast Within Me, and it's really a fascinating show. Is that Claire Danes who's acting? I don't know. But I'm just getting, there was one portion of the show, Three of Swords. You got your heart broken. There's one portion of the show when she was begging to her ex about, like, I don't know who I am, and the ex had to stand firm and be like, I hope you figure that out, instead of uprooting their whole life, like, because they had already walked away. Three of Cups, Page of Wands. Maybe you've been on a spiritual path because of this heartbreak. I myself, I never would have found my magic if it wasn't for the extreme heartbreak, the rock bottom that I had. So maybe that's you too. The Wheel of Fortune and the King of Wands. Finding balance within your masculine and feminine energies. I think that this three of Swords is in the reverse. This is like ultimate betrayal. But or it's not in reverse, that's not what I meant. I mean, it's in the past. I feel like this is what caused you to stand in your own Eight of Cups energy. Take a leap of faith on yourself. Find your emotional, or find your spiritual magic, right? With this Magician up here too. Maybe you've had to, we have the Page of Pentacles too, which is standing so firm in this tree pose, this yoga tree pose, with this big pentacle guarding their heart, not letting anyone come in and get you out of character or off of balance, because you know that the wheel, whatever you've been doing, you've been getting the TikTok stuff. You've been making sure that you're balancing so that your wheel is turning in your favor. What the fuck was that? Marley? Ace of Swords. Hang on, let me go check on the bacon. I'm sorry. I don't want it to burn. You hear me? Okay, it's not quite ready. I think the thing that I'm wondering about this reading is what guidance is needed. This is very much a narrative. The King of Wands energy is like this fearless energy, because you know that Spirit's got your back. To be able to turn your back on a male lion, most folks wouldn't do that unless they knew that they were protected doing so, right? So maybe you're not quite in this already, but everybody has faced some sort of Three of Swords at least once in their life. Some sort of breakup or pain or betrayal. Doesn't necessarily need to be romantic, but a lot of us have experienced that. That's why the shitting, that's why the dating scene is so shitty. Because people are leading with fear, lust, coercion, all of those like deadly sins. People are trying to find balance within others instead of really focusing on themselves, right? And you know, but stay focused. The Magician, the Wheel, the Fool. Taking calculated risks, doing the research necessary to make sure that that wheel turns in your favor after you do take a leap of faith. I take a lot of calculated risks, but is it the human or chicken? It's the human. Alright, I'm gonna have to let you go. Risks. Until you try, you don't know how far you can go. Taking calculated risks yields rewards for confidence. Didn't I just say that? And change. The tide that goes out soon comes in again. Ride the waves knowing that you have another chance. So that's like three of wand energy, where she's standing there at the ocean looking at the waves. Okay, one more for your, so don't be afraid. You're doing great. You're on your path. Whatever tower moments come up for you, you can navigate it, you can move it, it's just a lesson. It's not going to be a sentence of, you know, it's not going to put you back into a space of Tower 3 of Swords. Courage, if you never spread your wings, you will never learn to truly soar. And loving, the love you give is the love you keep. Do not regret giving with your whole heart. It will return to you in full. All right, have a good one.